Here we go. Now, 5x5 would be sweet if you can do that real quick. And also, if you can hit the thumbs up as soon as you can, because what it does is apparently it makes sure that this video gets more notifications and people can watch it live, which is what we want. So that would be sweet if you can quickly hit the thumbs up and tell me if you can see and hear me all right, because that's really important, obviously. Time Lord again. I don't know how you do it. Spot on. Thank you very much, sir. Alabama. Awesome. So out there in the old internet land, you can see and hear me. So that's really, really good. Boy, have we got a show tonight. I started to do research and stuff set up for tonight's live stream, and it's soon become apparent. It didn't take long. I think it was about an hour and a half into compiling notes for tonight's show that this eclipse thing is evolving big time. I've had to cancel all of the stuff I was going to do and bring it straight forward to this. I'm not joking. There's stuff which has only just been revealed literally like 4 minutes ago, and another 2 pieces of information about 2 hours ago. As far as I know, this stuff is not out there anywhere on the internet, so I would really appreciate it if you can share this video. Share the link on your social media groups. It really helps, because the more people can watch this, the more we can interact with each other and figure out what the hell is surrounding this eclipse. It's bonkers. It's like a media shitstorm frenzy gyroscopic nightmare. It's just gone bump. There you go. Crazy. It's weird, because when you go back in history, I can't find one reported case of anything positive coming off the back of an eclipse. There's nothing recorded anywhere. And that's a bit weird, because not only are we getting a full solar eclipse across America on the 8th of April, we are getting the new supermoon here in the UK at the same time. Yeah, I know there's lots going on. There really is lots going on. I was going to talk about the current events going on today, but you know what? I'm just going to skip it. I'm just going to skip it. We were going to talk about the house prices, that storm at the moment, the UK government cut national insurance, train strikes. To be fair, no, we're going to get stuck in with the real deal. It's crazy. Well done, 546 people. If you can hit the thumbs up, we can jog on and get going. So this is going to be real quick. So if you guys are watching on the replay, hold your horses. It won't take long. We're waiting for loads to get into the chat. And while we do, we're going to do a few shout outs from where you guys are watching from, because I'm trying to get my name out there in America. For some reason, I'm being blocked in America. Not many people are watching my videos. I think 11% of all of my viewers are in America. What? Yeah, it's crazy. So it'd be good to see if we've got any Americans watching this. It really would be awesome. Hey, nice one. Good to see you, Ash. And Aaron as well, up in Northampton. Fantastico. Who else have we got here? We've got Lomas, is over in Manchester. All right, there, dude. Grumpy Grandad over in Hereford. Good to see you again, sir. Always a pleasure. Who else have we got? Wow. Oh, well, look at this. We got Molotov. He's over in Australia, mate. He's in Brisbane. I recognise that name. Oh, good to see you again, sir. Excellent. Oh, at last, here we go. We got JF. Is Oceanside on Cali. So, yes. Just a quick note. I think there will be some huge earthquakes this year, California. I wouldn't pay too much attention on that New Madrid area. I think Cali is, yeah. So my advice, make sure your bug out bag's ready. Okay. We got Shane in Huddersfield, 688 in the chat right now. We got William quickly, is over in Canada. Brilliant, fantastic. M Campbell, yep, you're absolutely spot on. There was a quake today. We're going to go over this, so hold your horses, guys. Hello, Mary, over in Paris. Awesome. And we got Erica in Lincolnshire. We got Bob, hello son, is over in Cornwall, down south. And we got Darren over in California too. Good. So if you are in America, if you can share this with some of your friends out there, I'd really appreciate it, because we want to get our American friends on board with this, because after all, it's going to affect them probably more than us, this eclipse stuff. So this is independent analysis and research from myself, coincided with a few other friends that I've got looking into this, and we are finding all sorts. It's crazy. We've got Guna is over in Fleetwood. Awesome. This is what I'd like to see. Jimmy over in Kansas. Brilliant. This is really, really good. We're just going through. This is good. Look at this. Toolmaker 74, United States. And we've got Sussy N from Orlando. It's Florida. We got the Celtic Grandma in America. This is really cool. We got Alabama Whitman in South Wales again. Good to see you there. We've got Mr. Mister is over in East London. Nice. We have got 780. Here we go. We got Dudley is over in Ohio. Wow. We've got a little bit to talk about trains and agriculture. Yeah. Ohio. Hold your fire for sure. Also, we got Maisie over in Texas. Fantastic. This is good. This is really cool. We got Liz. How you doing, Liz? Another moderator in the house. We got Pamela. Awesome. Thanks for helping out moderating, as well as my other half. Hey, honey. Hey. She's got my back, literally. So yeah, Rachel's in the house somewhere. Here we are. Yes, she is. Lost in space. Tell me about it. That's cool. And we got Pam over in New Mexico. We've got Maisie in Texas. We got Gina in Liverpool. Blimey, we got Annette over in Illinois. Wow, we got Dave over in Michigan. We got Kelly in Dayton, Ohio. Wow, I've got a friend called Sunny. She's over in Dayton. Check that out. So this is good. We have got some folks from America, which is always a pleasure. Fantastic. Roy from Pompey, HMS Victory. Did you know my great-grandfather, 6 times removed, was Admiral Lord Nelson? Fact. Yeah. How about that one? So we're scrolling down. We got Suma is over in Holland. Brilliant. We got TJ is over in New York. Good to see you there, buddy. Patricia about New York. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Okay. Like I say, hold your horses. We got MTB World in Gloucestershire. John Baxter, good to see you. Hope you're all well. We have got Georgina from, I don't know, was that Leicester? New to me. Engineer to Succeed. Good to see you, mate. Right. And we got Darren, another Darren from Essex. Right, I think that's enough. We're going to scroll down and we're going to get on to the show, because we're nearly at 1,000 and we need to get started, don't we? So apologies if I didn't get round to reading your name, because we've got stuff to do. Right now, I'm at the chat. I can't see what's going on. So we are going to roll with it. Okay. Now, let me just see if I can find it. Yeah. Right. Okay. Something really bizarre just happened, right? I looked into CERN. Okay. Let me see if I can find some pickies. CERN. There we are. That's to give you an idea of how big that Hadron Collider is underneath Switzerland and a little bit into France. Okay. Yes, CERN. I'm pretty sure we all know about CERN, okay, and how strange it is and how dark it is. Hence, if you looked at the thumbnail, you would see Shiva. He's inside the eclipse. And yes, so CERN will be operational on the 8th for the first time in quite a while. Does anyone know how long the quite a while is? The last time that CERN was fully operational was the 4th of July, 2022. So that happens to be 644 days between the last time it was operational and when it's about to be operational. So if you half 644, yeah, I know. What do we get? Yep, 322 as represented by the skull and bones. One sinister secret society. And can anyone let us know in the chat one of its famous members who was in the Skull and Bones? This is basically Yale University, okay? Yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's really fascinating looking into the Skull and Bones, okay? There's a bit of blurb there, founded in 1832 in Yale University. Okay, so yeah, that is what I was saying. What are the chances of that being the case? So we're going to pop into the chat real quick. There we go. George Bush, correctamundo. Hillary Clinton, you're funny. No, Bush, absolutely. So this is good because this tells me that we've got a good level of people here who know what we're talking about. So that's important. So if you're new, chat amongst the guys in the house in the chat, and they're going to bring you up to speed. So yes, I thought that was a bit strange. I got the idea from Jason Archaics when he created this slide. When you look at the dates, okay, so the 21st of the 8th, 2017 was an eclipse, and it's the 8th of the 4th is the next one. Right in between, yes, there was another one, exactly halfway. So I got the halfway idea from Jason, and I'd done some maths and come up with that earlier and found it literally a few minutes before going live, which was a bit bonkers. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard what's been going on about the New York prison service. Now, this was sent over earlier, and I had to double check. Someone else has put this online somewhere. I can't remember what platform it was, but they were saying letters have been sent to all New York prison services to be instructed to test all generators by no later than the 4th of April, which happened to be yesterday, no later. No cell-to-cell movement, so movement of prisoners on that day. No prison transfers whatsoever on the 8th. All fuel storage pumps are to be filled before the 8th of April. That was another thing which was being bandied around for this eclipse. I'm not joking, the stuff which is coming out. But here we go. We got 1113. That's a nice number, isn't it? Now, personally, there is something I feel that we need to consider here, because there is so much mainstream coverage on theories and all the rest of it, which look like are happening on the eclipse day. Now, how many times have we had a heads up by mainstream media before something bad happening? Zero. So I think what's going on is they're doing their best to ramp up loads of fear and basically lowering our frequencies, our energies. And on that day, all of these low frequencies and energies are going to be harvested for satanic, occult, strange, ritualistic purposes by those guys in the shadows, which we have no idea who they are. Okay. Don't forget, we've mentioned this on live streams before. If you really think the true wealthy, powerful people around the planet are known publicly, you got another thing coming. I mean, the richest list by Forbes, Bezos and Musk, and these are the richest people on the planet. Really? Do you really think that's the case? I don't. I think that's just a smokescreen. The real people with the real money pulling the strings. One, we are not going to know who they are. They are not going to be in the public light at all. And we are never going to know how much money that they actually got. But I would like to guess that they have far more than the richest person publicly on the planet. That's just my take on it. Okay. So yeah, a lot of stuff is being pulled behind the scenes, and the strings are just being yanked around like crazy right now, all leading up to this event. Personally, if I was in America, I probably wouldn't go out and see it. Only because when you look at historically, you know, there used to be cleansing rituals after an eclipse. People wouldn't eat during around the time of the eclipse. And it's always brought about bad things. It's always like an omen of bad things to come. It's never, ever been put out there to enlighten or enhance life in this experience. It's always been the opposite, the negative. So by taking part in watching that and whatever it is, you are literally fueling it. It's almost like all of these ritualistic satanic halftime shows on the Super Bowl, all of the Olympic Games, all of the Commonwealth Games. Them rituals are never ever going to work if no one turned up to the stadiums to watch them. Then rituals would not be fed and they would not work. They absolutely need us to make these things happen. So by taking part in the ritual of looking at the eclipse and feeling it, you are fueling this. Now, I'm not saying what you should do or what you shouldn't do. I'm just saying if it was me, I would leave it alone. I've seen an eclipse before, 1999, way before I woke up in 2008, and I had no idea. But if I would have gone back to 1999, knowing what I know now, I would have just stayed in, not would have took part in it. But it's entirely up to you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just stating facts in the past. There's always been bad things come around the times of eclipses, and why would you want to be part of that? So we are already, let me just close all these. Yeah, let's close these tabs down, which I am not going to. Supply chains, solidarity, protest, blah, blah, blah. Right, okay. I found this quite interesting. When we spoke about the eclipse before, and there's always disturbances in the field. So I'm an earth sign. I'm thinking about the ground. Earthquakes. Guess what happened? Yeah, I know. It's crazy. This wasn't that long ago. I think it was, yeah, two days ago now. We had a 7.4 plus. Some people are saying it was about 7.9, almost 8. It was horrendous. I don't know if you guys knew that this absolutely happened, but yeah, it was quite a powerful earthquake in Taiwan. And the strange thing is, they had over 40 aftershocks. Yeah. So you guys and girls who have been in earthquakes before, you know what it's like when the aftershocks come. But 40, and they were quite powerful too. I know it's nuts. And also in New Jersey as well. Very, very strange. If I can find it. Right, there it is. We can just quickly go over that whilst we're on the subject of earthquakes. These are happening as predicted before, really. Here we go. This is quite a cool website. You can go on here. The USGS. Okay, so this is the very, very latest one. This one has just happened, the 2.6. So if we scroll down, I think it was here. There we go. 4.8 White House Station, New Jersey earthquake. This was a few hours ago already. So 4.8, it's not seriously dangerous where you see buildings collapsing everywhere, but it will absolutely make you brick it if you've not been in an earthquake before. It's already happened. And this, incidentally, isn't too far away from the line of totality. So I think it's worth probably bearing that in mind at the moment. But you can see these are all of the earthquakes that have happened recently. It's 6.8. Wow. So yeah, as you can tell, there is a lot, and we can just scroll and scroll and scroll. So those are the earthquakes today. Obviously, here's the plates, here's the San Andreas fault line, etc. So Yes, that's the latest one. We've had this one, a free. This was in California. Right. But not only that, volcanoes, I got that wrong. Volcanoes are absolutely happening as well. These are current, okay? This was yesterday. So all of the ones you can see in red are in eruption right now. So we got up there in Iceland. We got a few across Central America and Southern America, and across this area here, northwest of Australia, going around the coast there. Yes. And all the other ones, they're minors, but it's the red ones. Yes. And if you want more information about this, you can just scroll down and you can read more about all of the volcanoes which are popping off around the planet as we speak. I think it's, where can I find it? Yes. Also, Schuman Resonance has gone absolutely off the charts 2 days ago. It's quite rare that we get this amount of activity in a short amount of time. It's like a spike. So there's been a huge energetic shift in the planet just a few days ago. That is, if you check the URL there, that's where it comes from. Right. Sorry, I'm just organizing all these tabs because there's a lot. There is a hell of a lot going on. Free. Right. Okay. Another thing, who remembers the map of this eclipse with the X? Yeah, let me see. There we go. I can show it to you. Right. Here we go. Now, memorize this big cross right there. Okay. All right. So you got that in your head? Sweet. Now, let me have a look at Space Command, the logo. Look at that cross. How bizarre. What are the chances of that being exactly there? This logo was designed years ago. This not a recent thing. I thought that was quite interesting too. Speaking of logos, the official logo which was designed for this eclipse by NASA is what it looks like here. And there is people debating that above the round moon logo has something to do with a phoenix eye. I'd leave you to draw your own conclusions about that. And we've already spoke about this crazy lunatic recently, and again, he's absolutely made it on Newsweek, the magazine. Look at that, the god of all things, side by side with Shiva. And we talked about Shiva last week, and here we have it in one of those popular magazines, absolutely on front. So we see military, the globe, finance, housing, etc. Yes, very, very strange, the things that are being released right now. Very, very strange indeed. Now, let me see if I've got right, we can close that. Right. This one's quite interesting. Right. You know, when we had all of those fires and accidents in America, and we started getting some here in the UK a few years back about the food processing plants, food manufacturing centers, factories, whatever you want to call them. Okay. it was very, very coincidental that the majority of them burnt down or got destroyed in a very short period of time. Who remembers that? Hold that thought. This I thought was quite interesting. Remember this? The Baltimore Key Bridge collapses after the ship collision. Okay. Now, not only did we have this, we had another ship collide with a bridge very recently. Now, bonus points to anyone who can put it up first. Where was the other one where the barge hit the bridge but it didn't collapse? The one that happened very recently. We're going to scroll into the chat right now and we're going to see. There it is. I think it was that one, Oklahoma. Yes. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Thanks to you guys who said Oklahoma. Fair play. You're on point tonight, guys. Well done. Yes. Very strange. And I'll tell you for why. I'm not going to keep you in suspenders for too long. Now, listen. The 26th of March, that bridge collision. Now, what goes across that bridge? Agricultural machinery. Apparently, it's the second largest route in America that transports, guess what? Fertilizer. You can't write this. I am not joking. Do a search like I did and you will find it. Yeah, it's the second largest route for the distribution of fertilizer across continental United States. Yeah, the imports of fertilizer comes through there and gets distributed. How does it get distributed? Aha. Yeah, I know. We're getting there. Now, not only that, it's the second largest route for coal exports. So imagine what that's done for fertilizer and coal. I know, you can't write it, can you? So here we have, guess what? The World Economic Forum last year. Here's how fertilizer could be produced more sustainably. So yes, they do not want the standard, the age-old production of fertilizer. They want it done in a completely different way. A combination of approaches. Electrifying fertilizer production by using water electrolysis to help decarbonize the industry. Unbelievable. So it's a bit fishy that we've got our lovely friends, the World Economic Forum, talking about that. And then the two main things, which that second largest route in the whole of America gets destroyed just on the lead up to this crazy eclipse. What are the odds? What are the odds? I know it's crazy. We had the Baltimore bridge collapse. It's the same route bridge for fertilizer into the Midwest of America. Now, this is all just in time for planting season. So this was absolutely perfectly timed if you wanted to disrupt that, okay? That collision could have happened Christmas last year. It could have happened 4 months from now. No, just before when it's absolutely needed the most. Boom, done. Was that a coincidence? Let me know in the live chat or in the comment section if you're watching this on the replay. If you're liking what you're seeing so far, give the video a thumbs up. It really helps get this out. If you're in a live chat right now, if you can quickly come out and go, I'm not joking, it helps, because what that will do is this video will go out to lots of people who have got their notifications turned on, but for some weird reason, YouTube aren't notifying people on time. The amount of messages that I get saying, I've got a notification 4 hours late. No good. These live streams are about an hour and a half every Friday, 8 p.m. So if you can hit the thumbs up really quick, I'm not joking, it would seriously help. We'll have more friends get into the chat and we can really talk about and deep dive about all of the things that are happening, what we're talking about right now. It's bonkers. It really is bonkers. So who remembers Evergreen in 2021 when that container ship jackknifed? Do you remember the ramifications of that event? Yeah, this is quite similar in a strange context, because that port where that bridge collapsed is huge. It's absolutely huge for the distribution of goods into and outbound from America. I'm not joking. So when you think about this distribution network and all of these things happening, I'm going to put it out there, and I don't know if anyone else has done this. I'm not Nostradamus or something, but I would guess that sometime this year we are going to see major rail derailments again in America. Absolutely, because the route that all of these fertilizers and agricultural stuff and coal needs to get through to go all over America, to reroute it all, it's going to be an absolute nightmare. Ohio, etc. It's to change all of that is just, it beggars belief. It really, really does. I'm just leaking through these messages on the top. Excuse me. Yeah, crazy, absolutely crazy. So the other thing is the rail network and the industry across America, moreover freight, leaning towards more freight side, are seeing big problems. Now, I'm going to pop into the chat real quick. If any of you guys are involved in the rail sector in America, or you use it, or you live near railway networks, moreover the freight ones, I'm being told by quite a few people now that they have been declined and they have been falling apart for a while now. How true is that? Because like I say, this is just something I heard. It'd be nice to get people in here to sort of see if that can be backed up. Okay, so we're talking freight rail across the US. Has it been struggling? Has it been in decline? Is it just being skeleton staffed? Is it a nightmare? Because what I'm being led to believe, that if you want to get space on these wagons on the rail to move your crops across America, forget it. Forget it. There's literally no room. I'm just looking at the chat right now. Yeah, thanks, honey. Yeah, if you can hit that thumbs up, it really does shift this out there so we can get more people in the chat. Thanks for that, honey. That's awesome. There we go. Anne was saying there was a derailment here in Ealing. My goodness, really? Bloody hell. And someone else is saying that, yeah, in the UK, carrying fuel. I didn't know that. Bloody hell. But no, in America, they are going to be trying to use the rail networks to move things around. It's nuts. I can't see it happening. The rerouting of fertilizer and agricultural machinery is basically a non-starter now. So yeah, it does appear that we are having a nightmare with the rail infrastructure in America. I've worked in the rail sector here in the UK for about 13 years, and yeah, believe it or not, they're still running the 2G network rail. Go figure. Now, the weird thing is, if it goes from rail to road to transport all of these agricultural produces across America, you are going to see food prices double instantly. The logistics of moving all of that food across America on the road rather than rail, the price of petrol, diesel, yeah, it's all going to be added onto everything. So another pro tip, which I can see this year, is start stocking up on food, because I do suspect that there will be some rail derailments this year, and they're going to have stuff like fertilizer and food on board, and you are going to see lots of food. The only way that they're going to move it around is on road, and that's going to be lorries and trucks, and it's going to cost a nightmare. Food prices are going to go up. So that would be my advice. You can take it or leave it. It's up to you. Or even, there you go. Matt, start growing your own food. Matt, absolutely, dude. If you can grow your own food, you will be doing yourself a huge favor, because you're not going to be impacted on these price hikes when they come into play. Well said, Matt. Appreciate that. What about Texas culling millions of birds because of bird flu? Egg prices. I've been hearing from a friend out in West Texas. He's saying that he can get a dozen eggs for $6 now. You guys in America, let me know where you're from and how much you're paying for a dozen eggs in the US. Be really, really interesting, because we had a similar thing here in the UK last year. Do you remember, you guys, when the prices of eggs went crazy and you couldn't get them? I remember seeing it with my own eyes, going into supermarkets and finding where the eggs were. There was nothing at all. Yeah, they were killing all of these birds because of bird flu. Really? Is that a real thing? DEFRA in their brain scheme antics? Insane. 50p an egg. Right, we got any... welcome, Isabel. I hope you're well. Growing your own food for 50 years. Wow, so you probably know what you're doing by now. That's very good. We need more people to grow their own food, because the more that we can support ourselves, the more we don't have to rely on anyone else. Good to see you, Ben, 4x4 fella. The old trick bird flu. I know, mate. I know they're pushing it again. They're pushing it again. Absolutely. Now, you can literally run that right up to election time with disease X and the bird flu caper now. So we got NC in US. So I've got no idea where NC is. Is that North Carolina? $3 a dozen. Wow, that's half the price of what my mate's getting in Texas. Crazy. So yeah, eggs, they are going to go up for sure. Right, I'm just checking through my notes because I've got lots here. Yeah, this one's quite interesting. I need to draw quickly. Thank you to Martin on PayPal. Thank you for that whilst we've been on air. Really appreciate that donation, Martin. It's very kind. Right. Johannes Kepler. Interesting. Now this, if I can find it. Right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Right. Okay. Who's heard of this guy? Kepler. Maybe a telescope. Very interesting read. This was in February, a couple of years ago. This guy decided to write a paper on it. So 1571 to 1630. He was saying about the ecliptic, the ellipse around the sun. Okay. Now, let's come out of that quick. The reason that I've just touched on that real brief is the term ellipse. All right. Now, if I can bloody find it, where is it? band, right. I've got so much in it, it's crazy. We got some stuff to get through in a sec. To this one. Bizarre. Okay. Right. Gonna have to find it. Just checking things. We're live. There it is. It's the briefing. Right. Right. Let me just check this out. Okay, we're queued. Right. Sorry about that. Now, I want you to watch this with me. It's not very long, but this is important. This only dropped the other day. Okay. Right. Let me see if we can all see it on the screen. Yeah, that's pretty good. I can run with that. Okay. Right. Now, this is the briefing, which come out 9 days ago now. This guy here is a total professional, and he is going to say something on purpose. It is not a gaffe. I want you to listen and tell me what he says.
Before we get started, we were supposed to have the Federal Highway Administrator, Shailene Bhatt, with us this morning. You've probably seen the emergency that's happening in Baltimore. Our thoughts are certainly with them. Our prayers are with the people and the families involved. I've often said that at NASA, our mission is for all humanity, and that's because space brings us together. There's no better proof than moments like this, a total solar eclipse.
Did you get it? Total solar eclipse, not eclipse, ellipse. Now, there's no way, if you made a boo-boo doing a talk like that, knowing that you've got the world's press recording and watching, you are going to have some sign like, damn, I can't believe I said it, or something like that. But he absolutely just rolled with it. That was done intentionally. He said solar ellipse, not eclipse. Just bear that in mind, okay, as we go through this. Right, okay, we don't need that. Okay, now, where is it? God, there's so many pages in here. I'm not joking. I am not joking. I hope everyone's all right in the chat so far. We got 1,560. Damn, that's really sweet. That's really nice. ESA. Aha, European Space Agency. Right, okay. Here we go. Look at this. 1859, the 26th of March, 1859. 26th of March, 1859. I am going to jump into the chat right now. Can anyone tell me what happened on the 26th of March? And we are now in the 5th of April. Playing a little game with you, see how awake you all are. Yeah, the 26th of March. What happened? Maybe he knows something we don't. Interesting. Very interesting. Right. Okay. Right. Look at this. The time of the transit time of that eclipse on that date was 4:30. Unbelievable. Just checking back in here. Carrington event. Wow. Right. Wow. 1,617. You guys are awesome. Wowee. Solar flare. Boom. Correctamundo. So yeah, that was nuts. Let me look at this. 165. That was a number. Neptune is the Roman god of the sea. That location, Cedar Lake. Yes. Interesting. Right. Okay. I thought this was pretty crazy. So we're going to go to the share screen again, and we're going to look at this. Now, right here, which we can't really see, I might have to try and use another area. Yes. But this area here, literally bang in the middle. Okay. Yeah. So it's this one here. X marks the spot. Now, right there, we are looking at. You can look at that word. This is the nearest that we can see to it. Carbondale. Carbondale. Okay. That's where that dot is there. It's just down to the left, and that's exactly where that X is. Okay. So when we scroll down, it actually says it. The Shawnee National Forest. The Shawnee National Forest. Okay. So there's Carbondale, which we saw earlier. And to the bottom, to the left, is the Shawnee National Forest. Okay. Bear with me. We are going to talk about this now. Right. So, Shawnee. What do we know about Shawnee? Here we go. A Native American people of the northwestern woodlands. Okay. The Shawnee. So when you scroll down, if I can see it. This guy here, the Shawnee prophet, this guy. Okay. So we look at this, and 1775 to 1836 when this guy was alive. Okay. So we can look at that quickly on here. Here's the guy. So stop sharing that one. And we come on to this one. I'm just showing you the link to this. It's crazy. Now look at this. The prophecy. Okay. William Henry Harrison, territorial governor of Indiana, challenged Tenswatana to prove that he was truly a prophet. He correctly predicted a solar eclipse. What are the chances? Basically, he denounced the Americans, calling them the offspring of the evil spirit. Because basically, when people colonized America, it just literally wiped out everything which the Native Americans done. I'm sure you don't need me to bang on about all of that. Another thing, going back to 1859, the 26th of March, you know, when you said about the solar flare. Now, this one, a new planet was discovered on the 26th of March, 1859. Now, on exactly the same date, NASA officially publicized about this eclipse on exactly the same date. That is precisely 165 years between those two dates exactly. I know it's crazy. 1,611. That's awesome. If you can share the video, guys, and hit the thumbs up, that's really, really cool. What about the latest stuff that's been going on? The Israeli strike on the Iranian embassy. All of these things converging around the time of this centralized eclipse date. Did anyone know about that? Someone in the chat mentioned the rockets. Yesterday, I fired 3 rockets at the shadow of the eclipse. Yeah, crazy. The weird thing is, we've already spoke this. NASA, they have history of naming missions and stuff after Greek gods. Now, the clue's in the name, Greek. Yes, if you want to learn a lot about stuff, understand Greek. It's unbelievable. And personally, I don't think anything major is going to happen on the big day itself. I do feel that they are pushing all this fear for that date to try and drain everyone's energy. That's what I believe. So all of this National Guard and, you know, stock up on food and water, etc., etc., etc. This is the first time that I've ever come across any eclipse that is being prepared for so much. How to scare the crap out of people. Just publicize it using the mainstream media. It's absolutely fear porn and scaremongering. That's what this eclipse thing is. What we are doing is we're looking at all of the other things around it and try to understand what's really going on. I don't actually believe lots of bad stuff's going to happen on that day. I really don't. There's been stories of like chemical agents being sprayed everywhere on that day when people are looking up at it, and there's just, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But there's another one, if you've not seen this one already. Look at this. Will massive crowds disrupt cell service emergency alerts during the eclipse? I'm not joking. How bonkers is this? In New York State, police are warning that infrastructure could be strained, citing that in 2017, populations increased by 100% before and during the eclipse. So basically, people leave their area where they live and they try to go to say they can absolutely see it. That's pretty much what they're doing, but they are just losing the plot, to be fair. They're just going over the top. So yeah, portable mobile towers to Niagara Falls and other key locations. It also says that tech crews will be pausing any work that day. So yeah, it looks like one huge, great big day off apart from the National Guard by the look of things. Look at this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment for many Canadians, and we are getting ready to handle the potential increase in wireless traffic in communities along the path of totality, the statement says. So they're sort of hinting at the fact that there's going to be so many people in that area where that big line is, which are going to be jamming transmissions. The emergency alert might not work. Look, then there's the question of the alert ready program. In an emergency happens, will people's phones go off? I know lots of people who subscribe to this channel. We had the same bullshit in the UK, and lots of us just turned our phone off for a couple of days. We didn't want the updates. We didn't want Big Brother telling us when to hide under the table if there's an earthquake, etc. Okay, we want to figure it out ourselves. We don't like being told. So I understand America's already got this alert program. Whether you can opt out of it or not, I don't know. It's entirely up to you if you want to be alerted every time the world's going to come to an end. I think it's bullshit. I think it's an absolute way to scare the good G's out of people. But nonetheless, that's exactly what they're doing. I'm not joking. Remember when I said they're going to be firing missiles at the eclipse when it's at its totality? Yeah, 3 missiles. This hasn't happened before. I think 2017 they've done it then. All right, but no, this is crazy. Look at this. You got to look at this, right? So this is science.nasa.gov. So we can absolutely believe all of this to be true. Okay, really. Okie dokie. Studying the eclipse if you're an American, or eclipse if you're in UK. Chasing the eclipse with NASA's high altitude research planes. Look at that. 50,000 feet above the Earth's surface. They're going to be flying these planes here. Observations of the corona virus. Yep. We love seeing that word pop up, don't we? It will also carry instruments to learn more about the temperature and chemical composition of the corona and coronal mass ejections, all large bursts of solar material. So it sounds like they're expecting some CMEs as the eclipse is going on, because they're going to be having these, or maybe just this one, in the sky in that vicinity. Will study the charged layer of the Earth's upper atmosphere and called the ionosphere. So basically, if you guys know what I'm talking about when we mention HAARP, the High Aurora Advanced Research Project, absolutely, they bounce radio waves, intense waves, off of the ionosphere back down to Earth. Literally, bing, bing, creating all sorts. Did you know about this? Super darn. Yeah. The Super Dual Auroral Radar Network, or SuperDARN. So this is basically next generation HAARP. They're not even hiding it anymore. This is not far from the McMurdo Station in Antarctica. Any of you guys signing up to my new membership level, there's a guy I interviewed who was stationed in Antarctica. His name is Eric. That's an awesome interview, and the first 20 minutes of that will be available over the next 7 days. And the rest of it is in the members area, because there's stuff we just can't really talk about on the YouTube platform behind some form of paywall. The darkest part of the eclipse's shadow passes across several locations equipped with SuperDARN radars. SuperDARN monitors space weather conditions in upper layers of Earth's atmosphere. So the eclipse offers a unique opportunity to study the impact of solar radiation on those layers during the eclipse. A project led by Bart Kundry of the Virginia Polytechnic Institute State University will use 3 super-darn radars to study an electrically charged layer of the atmosphere called the ionosphere. It's exactly what they do with HAARP, exactly the same. During the eclipse, Karuni's team will compare the measurements to predictions from computer models to answer questions about how the ionosphere reacts to a solar eclipse. Yes. Unbelievable. I wouldn't want to be working anywhere near this when it's fully operational. Like I said, rockets, they are absolutely firing rockets. Now, there is speculation here. I've heard people say 45 minutes, but these NASA folk on their own website saying 35 minutes. Okay, we'll get to that. Yes, the atmospheric perforations around the eclipse's path, APEP, we talked about this already, mission led by Aurora Baraja, professor of engineering physics at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Daytona Beach, Florida, where he directs the Space Atmosphere Instrumentation Lab. The team plans to launch 3 rockets in succession, one about 35 minutes before local peak eclipse, one during the peak eclipse, and one 35 minutes after. Each rocket will deploy 4 small scientific instruments that will measure changes in electric and magnetic fields, density, and temperature. This launch presents an opportunity to measure just how widespread the effects of an eclipse are. So that's their cover story. That's what they're sticking to. Again, we are just left in the dark, literally. Flying kites. We've heard about the balloons. Remember that Chinese spy balloon? Absolutely. 3,500 feet up. They are flying balloons. There we go. The ballooning project. 53 teams, 75 institutions. Great. So just when you wanted to see a nice natural eclipse, if you wanted to, you're going to have aeroplanes, rockets, and balloons all over the place. So yeah, that's from our learned friends, NASA, which kindly abbreviated stands for Never a Straight Answer. Oh, thank you to Sarah and Simon on PayPal for that donation. Thank you very much indeed. The next one. Yeah, what was that one? That was quite interesting. Yeah, let me just... Right, also, this has been mentioned, but it's not really been deep dived into. We are aware that there's going to be an eclipse happening, which in my understanding is going to be a ritual which is going to trigger events which are going to unfold over the next 90 days from the date of the eclipse starting, which is the 8th of April. 30, 60, and 90s. 3. We all understand that our learning friends, the Freemasons, love the threes. And when you trinity the 3, yes, it's in those time-spaced incidences that we are going to see changes. Now, let me see if I can find an actual fact. Let me just look at the images one. Now, okay, yes, the Devil-Horned Comet and the eclipse. It was just called the Devil Comet. Now they're calling it the Devil-Horned Comet. Look at this. Wow. Now, as yet, we don't know if this is genuine or some photoshopped image to get us all salivating like crazy right-wing conspiracy theorists. Nonetheless, it's what we got to go with. It is absolutely winged. I know there's going to be some Zecharia Sitchin fans talking about the winged planet, Nibiru, etc. Absolutely not. If Nibiru entered the solar system, with the size of that, every single planet and indeed the sun would be moved out of orbit, and believe you me, we would all know about it. But nonetheless, this is what we are led to believe, which is happening. Yes, a comet at precisely the same time as illustrated here. Unbelievable. When was the last time we saw something like that? I know. And you can look at biblical scholars. You can look at prophets in the past. And yes, it is pretty crazy when you go back in history and you see this sort of thing. Let's just move this out of the way. Absolutely unbelievable. Right, okay. Many times ago, all of these things were happening. And it's just a strange twist of fate that we're getting the same thing again. You've heard that term, history repeats itself. I am not joking. Now, this broke in a Welsh newspaper. I want you to look at this. Okay, there we go. Horned Devil Comet. It's not a devil comet anymore. It's a horned devil comet. It is coming and may photobomb the next month's solar eclipse. So they're saying, and this is going to get in the way of the eclipse, what they're saying. Who would have thought that now? Apparently it's last spotted in our skies in 1954. That was the last time. But look at this, 19 miles across. And it's the size of Mount Everest. If that hit into this planet, we're buggered. I am not joking. So to sit here and to witness that, apparently you can see this devil comet towards the end of this month. From the UK, I believe, anyway. Where is it? Right, this was quite interesting. I remember someone mentioning this in a comment section on the video, which is quite interesting. Now, cicadas. Who knew? Look at this. Over 100 trillion cicadas to emerge after the solar eclipse. Yeah, these things. So, locusts. What we are going to be seeing is the destruction of vegetation. Unbelievable. Yes, this is in the book of Revelation, and believe it or not, pestilence. I know. It just gets weirder and weirder and weirder. Experts are calling it Cicadia or something. Freaking hell. Unbelievable. So they're expected to come out of hibernation not long after this eclipse. So yes, that is really going to get the goats up of a lot of people. Yeah, it happens to be a 13-year cycle. The number 13, I know, it's not occurred since 1803. 1803 was the last time. Wow. So you're looking at the southeast, all right? So you guys in the southeast of the US. I know. Let me just close that one, close that one, and close that one. And this thing here, oh, if you can see me, that's it. So I'll keep going blurry. I don't know why. Where is it? Okay. Right. I want you to listen to this because someone messaged me, and I think there's people in the chat who have been mentioning this. What's going on in Israel? All right. This is quite interesting. And I want you to listen to this and understand how long ago this has happened and the rights and wrongs of this ritual. Okay, it is quite interesting. It absolutely all has part to do with the eclipse. Right.
According to Mosaic law, burning the ashes of a red heifer is a mandatory act for beginning the temple offering to God. The ashes of the red heifer is a key element in a biblically mandated purification ritual. These ashes are required for purification in a range of situations, including contact with dead bodies. Numbers chapter 19. Now, with all the bloodshed on the Temple Mount down through the centuries, the mount itself must be cleansed before the temple can be built. According to the Torah, Moses prepared the first red heifer, and from that time until the destruction of the temple, only 9 heifers were prepared. There has been no proper red heifer in Israel for the past 2,000 years. The difficulties of finding red heifers anywhere is that they are not only rare, but the animal must meet the requirements as stipulated in the Torah and in the Oral Talmud. The 5 main criteria for establishing the proper red heifer for the holy purpose of purification are: it should be completely red with no spot or blemish. Actually, the heifer can have no more than 2 non-red hairs, and the hooves also must be red. It must be a female. Heifers are female. It must never have been used for labor. It must never have been pregnant, and it must be between 3 to 4 years old. In Judaism, this prophecy signals the coming of a time that includes the return of biblical laws of purity, thus allowing for truly holy life. For evangelical Christians, it heralds the end of days, the return of Jesus to earth, and the rapture. This belief has long driven Christian Zionism and Christian lobbying on behalf of Israel. In September 2022, through a joint effort established between a Christian ministry and the Temple Institute in Jerusalem, 5 red heifers from Texas were transported to Jerusalem and now graze at a secure, undisclosed location in the Israeli-occupied West Bank.
Yep, you can't write it. For 2022, from Texas to Jerusalem. And guess where the totality is going to be? Texas. You can't make this stuff up. You can't just dismiss it. It's absolutely frigging bonkers what's going on. Right, let me just check that. Wow, interesting. Really? Look at this. Whilst we were talking, there has been another earthquake off the coast of Brazil. Wow. Another earthquake. Right, okay. This is getting a bit spooky now. Bloody hell. Right, okay. Yeah, we're just checking the latest, and yeah, we've had more. But yeah, we've had 4.7 quake. We've had a 4.6 quake. Wow. The Solomon Islands. Huh. We just saw a slide about Solomon's Temple. That's quite bizarre. And Taiwan again. I think that's probably the no. Sorry, I apologies. That was the one we had earlier. It's because it's been in dark. I presumed they were new. Wow. So yes. Wow. Hey. Shit. It's not just earthquakes. We've had some volcanoes too. I wonder if I can. Yeah. That's the one we saw Iceland earlier. 6 hours ago, 18 hours ago. Iran, 11 hours ago, 13 hours ago, 12 hours ago, 7 hours ago, 23 hours ago, 19 minutes ago, 7 hours ago, 30 minutes ago. Holy shit. Yeah, this bloody hell. Do you know what I'm interested in is the caldera. Right, cool, excellent. We got some detail on this. Simplified. That's what we want. Okay. Wow. No, we need some normal. Okay, no, that's a relief. Right, I need to check if this is up to date. Yeah, April 1st. Right, I always, when I start seeing activity like that, I always go to Yellowstone. Yep, and apparently we've got alert level normal, so that's good. That's a good sign. We don't want that being elevated. And this was the 1st of April, April Fool's Day. But yeah, the caldera in Yellowstone is no joke. Is absolutely no joke whatsoever. Insane. Thank you to Amos. That's a new name. Amos on PayPal. Thank you for that, dude. We're just going to drop into the chat to see. Yes. Cool. Okay. Wow. We got to say thank you to Avogado, a new member. Wow. 0.69. Another member. We've got Phoenix Genie, another member. We have got Donald Massey has gifted 5 memberships. Bless you, Donald. That is awesome. David Griswold, our learned friend. Good to see you there, brother, from across the pond. He's in Michigan. Yeah, keep us up to date with what's going on out there, because this is going to get crazy as we go towards Monday for sure. Thank you for that donation, David. Much appreciated. DJ Hertz, looks like Captain Picard let go himself a bit. I've got no idea what that means, but thanks anyway. Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Do you offer bushcraft courses? I used to teach survival courses physically. I have been dilly-dallying about the idea of doing them online. It's just really difficult to get people to certain locations, and you're all around the same point. But I did do. But no, thanks for asking. Hit me up in an email. The email address is right underneath this video, and we can look into things maybe. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Wow, Full of Hope's been a member for 7 months now. We are now entering the twilight zone. You ain't kidding. And also Gifted One. Thank you very much indeed for that. That's very cool. Jess, thank you for that sticker. That's very nice. Viv B, thank you for that. Look up Majority Wildcraft. Her, the grow system. Teaches some grow food for all levels, even. Ah, yes, absolutely. No, well spotted, because we should all be growing our food. 100%. So, yeah, look up Majority Wildcraft, people. It's interesting. Not today, Satan. Good to see you again. It's been a long time. I hope you're okay. The community's been bubbling along, but we're glad to see you back. That's really, really cool. Awesome to see. Owen, I'll bet it's a full flag. You're false. Yeah, 100%. Yvonne, thank you for that, becoming a new member. And Bruce, thank you for that too. That's very, very cool. Fantastic. We're going to go straight back into the chat now. But personally, like I said, I don't really think we are going to be seeing the end of the world and all that stuff. I'm thinking all it's going to be, it's a big fear porn campaign fueled by the mainstream media. We're here running alongside, picking up the pieces and trying to understand what's actually going on, what's really important, rather than scaring everyone half to death. I don't think anything's going to happen. And I think what mainstream media is doing is it's fueling this fire. We're having us, the alternative media, if you want to call it that, are conspiracy running with it. So I think this is probably an operation to make us put loads of stuff out there. This is going to happen, that's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen to make us sort of like idiots. Look, every time they've said this, nothing's happened. Every time they said this, nothing's happened. Personally, on the 8th, on the eclipse day, I don't think anything's going to happen. I really don't. Okay, so if any of you are shitting yourself because the news is telling you to shit yourself, just don't. And it's totally up to you if you want to stand out there and watch it. No one's going to judge you either way. Okay, so that's what I'm picking up from why they are pushing all of this goddamn fear porn out there. It's nuts. But like I said, the stuff that's going on is unbelievable. It really is unbelievable what they're frigging putting out there. You know, you've heard in the book of Revelation the pestilence with the trumpets, and yeah, they're already putting out about 100 trillion of these things going to be flying all over the place. And then, you know, we've got like the bird flu thing, we've got earthquakes, we've got volcanoes popping up all over the place. It's like, really? We've got these bridge collisions which are knocking out transportation routes or routes, if you're in America, for agriculture distribution, so we can friggin' grow some food. We've got HARP technologies which are manipulating all of the weather to make it wet. Incidentally, in America, let me know if you are getting above normal rainfall over the last 2 months, because let me tell you this, here in mid Wales, the rainfall is insane. And yes, I know we're going to get frigging people from England saying it always rains in Wales. Yeah, well done. You're funny. But when you speak to the locals and the farmers, and they're saying it's not what they're used to getting back in the day. This has changed over the last 2 or 3 years. They're saying it's getting a lot more warmer, a lot more wetter. Okay, we're not getting that -20. We're not getting all of this stuff. We're getting, I mean, it's the hottest day of the year so far. It's been 12 or 13 degrees here. This is just ridiculous. It shouldn't be that. The amount of rain, I'm not joking, you can walk in any grass field anywhere in Wales and it will go over your boot. It is saturated. It is above normal. And I believe they're doing this on purpose to make it difficult as hell for farmers to grow food. So the writing's on the wall. I am not making this up. Get food, get food, get food. The availability of food, the price of food is going to go haywire this year. Mark my words. I would rather have it just in case. Stuff like tin food, packet food, rice, pasta, all of that sort of stuff. Okay, it keeps for years. So go and buy yourself as much pasta as you can store at the price it is now. Come back in 2 years' time and see how much it is then. You'd have already saved yourself a load of money. Okay, I am not making this up. We are seeing this in the UK. I'm just going through the chat. Nigel is saying, thank you for that, Nigel the handyman. The Somerset is just as bad. The fields are all boggy. I'm not making it up. It is absolutely saturated all over Wales. Yates is saying 4 days of rain. Well said, Steve. A member, congratulations. Spot on there. They are trying to reduce a famine. Ground too wet for crops. Yeah, only those people who grow food will understand the significance in the ground quality and the soil quality. If you've never grown food before, you won't have a clue what we're talking about. You just don't put seeds into puddles of mud water. It doesn't work like that. Lone Wolf over in Florida. Not more rain, but very breezy, which is unusual. Yeah, lots of things are becoming unusual, haven't they? Wow, look at this. My council put up bird flu warning signs on park railings. Wow, the writing's on the wall. Yeah, eggs. If you got chickens and not too many, don't tell anyone. If someone grasses you up, DEFRA come round and they'll kill your chickens. That's happening this year. Bob, good to see you, mate. This time last year we had beautiful sunshine. Yeah, it's weird because, do you know what? That's a really interesting point you made there. If you're a bit unsure about the normality of the seasons we're in right now, a good thing to do, if you, like me, you take photographs every day on your phone, go back to this day last year or around this couple of weeks last year and look at what the weather was doing outside if you got outside. If you've got loads of pictures of sunshine and everything else and go out there now, it's a huge difference. Yeah, well said, mate. Wow, Dan, rain since last September. I ain't joking, it's been crazy. I've been across over to England and the level of flooding that I've seen is off the charts. It really, really is. Warm, wet season. Yeah, it is. It's just wet. Sure, they're creating the weather. I am not. No. So you got it hacking down in Cornwall as well. I remember looking and there was that storm begins with F. It's all over the west of the UK. Tomorrow, heads up. Yeah, I wrote it down on here earlier. Still Kathleen, yeah. Tomorrow, if you're going out and about across the western side of the UK, think first. If you're anywhere from on the east side, forget it. You know, nothing happens on the east of the UK anyway. It's a bit weird over there. But on the west, yeah, there's a shed load of wind and rain coming, and some parts of even snow as well. It's going to be a nightmare tomorrow, especially as we go through the day. So in the afternoon into the evening, it's crazy. Nikki's saying the fields are flooded. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Cricket flour. They are already using cricket flour, by the way. Ben, good to see you, mate. Yeah, they've done the same shit last year. You remember? I know, mate. Always have. I've got all my water stored up. You know they're going to try that drought nonsense. And one of the most important messages, manifest that. Yeah, exactly. What you think, what you say, happens. Don't put all that negative crap out there because don't take part in it. So thanks to everyone who's donated to the cause. I'm not joking. You guys are amazing. Seriously, it's been bonkers. And if you can hit the thumbs up before you leave, I would really appreciate it. And share the video. If you can share it, oh my God, that seriously helps. Like, it really does. Because if people don't share these videos on their groups that they all take part in, YouTube are saying to people like me. So you guys who are doing that, I know who you are. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome for sharing my videos. I can't thank you enough. Everyone who's taken part in the live chat tonight, I'd love to thank all of you. You are amazing. We've had like over 1,600 in here tonight, which is bonkers. Really trying to make sense of what's going on and try not to fall for that mainstream bullshit that it's going to be the end of the world on the 8th. It's not. We'll see you on April the 9th, okay? Nothing's going to happen. Don't worry about it, all right? It's all cool. They just want you to shit yourself, basically. So, yeah. It's Fog 360 in here as well. Wow, really? God, where is he? Yeah, Foggy, say something.
Maybe running a prepper course this year in Cornwall if I can get that interest.
Cool beans. Oh, I can't see him anywhere. Yeah, it's probably gone. I was going to make him a moderator so he'd stand out more, but yeah, never mind. Oh, there he is. Hello. Oh, he is. Cool. Good to see you, Foggy. And yeah, you get that done, mate, because you need the youngsters down there to get into all this, because the more people we can get trained up in survival, the better. Shout out to Fog 360 in the house. Awesome. And yes, all of you guys and girls who have become members and passed on memberships to other people, that really, really helps. I did set up a members level 2 area. We've already got over 10 hours of videos waiting for new members to see that. There should be 2 levels, level 1 and level 2. For some reason, I don't know where level 2's gone, but I'm going to be working on it and trying to get that available. I don't know what's going on. I'm a bit of a technophobe, so please bear with me. But yes, the level 2 members area should be available to all. And last but not least, the moderators. You guys are fantastic, and I'm not saying it lightly. Without the moderators, Sweet Freedom, awesome. Without the moderators, we're going to have a nightmare in here, and we don't need nightmares. I don't care. If anyone takes a piss, I'll block them straight away. I don't care. And the moderators, if you want to do that as well, go for it. Because the more good people we got in here, the less idiots, the easier it is. We don't want to be wasting our time with all of the idiots. So, you guys take care. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.